dumbbell goblet squat, the first thing we're going to do is clean that dumbbell from the floor up to the goblet position. If you haven't already, or if you're not familiar with the clean, please check out our video on the dumbbell clean. I'm not going to go as in depth on that portion as I did in that video. We're going to be focused on the dumbbell goblet squat. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up this dumbbell in a vertical position. So make it ideal for cleaning and for holding on to it as we do the goblet squat. We're going to center it between our feet, and we're going to line up this handle with the center of the feet. The feet are going to be shoulder width apart, the toes are straight ahead, the heels are down. Remember, we only need to clean this dumbbell one time to bring it up to the goblet position, and then you can perform as many goblet squats as you want with that dumbbell. Next, we're going to set up our knees and hips by bending at the knees and hips and spreading the floor apart with the feet, driving the knees out, butt back. From here, we're going to extend the arms, making those Ninja Turtle fingers. We're going to wedge that dumbbell handle in between those wedges, palms facing in towards the center, biceps forward, taking our belly breath, extend the knees and hips, shrug the shoulders, and catch that dumbbell in the goblet position. The goblet position is going to be the palms facing each other, wedged underneath the head of the dumbbell. The fingers are up. You can even grab around it if you'd like. From here, the forearms are going to be as vertical as you can make them. We want to avoid having them out here. We also don't want to have the elbows flared out to the sides. We want to have the elbows tucked in nice and tight, resting on the rib cage if you can. Again, it gets a little awkward with the dumbbell as opposed to a kettlebell. Next, once we got that dumbbell as close to our center of gravity as we can, we're going to set up our feet for that goblet position. Feet are going to be about shoulder width apart, heels are down, toes are either pointed straight ahead or slightly out, whatever fits your hips and your legs best, whatever feels natural. For this movement, before we initiate movement, we're going to take in a nice deep belly breath. Then we're going to bend at the knees and hips, driving the knees out. We're going to sit down with those hips in between the knees, keeping a nice flat upright torso. Come back up. From the front. From the side. Once all the reps are complete, you're going to bring that dumbbell back down. You're going to roll it, slide it down between the hands as you rotate those fingers back down and lower it back down to the ground with a reverse deadlift. A couple key things with this. One, when you bring it up to that goblet position, take the time to set up in a good goblet position. That's why you focus so much on the clean part. If you have a good clean and a good catch with the clean, you're not going to have to worry about readjusting and doing a whole bunch of extra stuff at the top in that goblet position. You'll already be set up for the goblet squat. Once you're in position, keep that dumbbell close to your body. The further away it is, the more difficult it is to control, and the harder your arms have to work to keep you up. The focus should be on your hips and legs, as this is a goblet squat, but that's why we want to make sure that we keep that dumbbell close. Secondly, if you're unable to squat all the way back down to the ground, to the point where your legs are at least parallel with the ground, your upper legs that is, you can use a dumbbell goblet box squat, which we also have here in our exercise library. Or you can do a partial range of motion squat, where it's literally as far down as you can go safely and then coming back up. But your goal should be to get lower and lower over time until you get into a more full range of motion. It's not required that your upper legs go below parallel with the ground, but if they do, great. If not, at least make that the point to strive for. That's how you do a dumbbell goblet squat.